What is up, YouTube? Is MightyFan here coming at you with another episode of In the Life, right? So we're going to get right into it. I got a couple pickups, got some jerseys, I got some hats that I forgot to show last time because, you know, why not? You know, every time you think you showed everything, then you go back in the room and you're like, ah, damn, there were these two. But we'll get through it. We'll get through it. Anyhow, got some pickups for the jerseys first, so let's get right into it. And then it is that time. This week is City Edition Jersey Week for the NBA, and next week is Reverse Retro Week for the NHL. And I saw the Flyers wearing them last night in a win against the Blues. They look nice. I've seen a couple highlights of some other teams that have been wearing them on the ice, right? But we get to get them next week. Yeah. We're going to talk about that at the end, all right? So here we go. I think I have a game plan. And I hope it doesn't go to hell. But usually it might, so we'll see. But I'm taking you along for the ride. Don't you worry about that. So anyhow, first pickup. I know my buddy Adam, who made sure to send me an emoji as soon as the Phillies lost game 4 that I was at. And Adam, you know, he's had it good there as a fan of the Boston teams. Of course, I could have worn the Steph Curry jersey, Adam. I could have with the Larry O'Brien on it, though. We know who they beat. Don't let this shade of green fool you, right? This is for the Eagles, all right? We all know who Steph Curry and the Warriors beat in the NBA Finals last year. I could have done it. I didn't do it. But I could have. God knows I have enough Steph jerseys. There's not enough Astro jerseys you have. I got a whole rack of Steph. We know that. And there'll be another one. There'll be another one after tomorrow. But anyhow, we got that Dave Cash, 1976 Phillies. Adam got one too. But unlike Adam, I'm not going to drop this on the floor, you know, to show rudeness to the person who I bought this from. I mean, I'm just saying. That was a pretty rude thing to do, Adam. I mean, sometimes you have to think of the people who you buy stuff from. That's all I'm saying. So we got the Dave Cash. So this is an old USA run now. This does have the name on the back, okay? But back then, Mitchell and Ness made a little oopsie because they didn't put it on a nameplate that the Phillies wore back in 76. But it is a legit Mitchell and Ness jersey. It just doesn't have the nameplate, right? So they did a run of these without the name plate. They did the name, but not the nameplate. It wasn't until later that they started putting the nameplate on the Phillies jerseys. But it is what it is. Still beautiful jersey. Old run. Zip up. You know, you got the 76, so you got the 76, which you never see on the side of a hat. I want to see this on the side of a hat, right? For the Phillies and for the Eagles, because the Eagles wore it on their jersey too. See, Vince Papale, Mitchell and Ness jersey, right? The Centennial for the National League, of course, which I do have on the side of some hats. I mean, the 76 All-Star Game logo for the Phillies, I'm going to keep beating that drum. It needs to be on more hats. It just does. And then you got the Cash, single-stitched, 30, single-stitched. You know, we're not going to put it on the floor, Adam. We're going to put it right there. All right, nice and neat. So I'll put it back here. You know what? Actually, I have this turned around because I just filmed my Combo Wombo Wednesday vid for Instagram. Make sure to check that out if you would. Leave some likes, okay? It's always appreciated. You can follow me on Instagram at MightyFan. And just about every Wednesday, I do a Combo Wombo vid on there. So, for my channel or page. Yeah, I don't even know what they call it on it. Page. It's me on Instagram. Anyhow, next off, we have another classic edition NBA jersey, and this is one that everyone was waiting for, right? The purple fireball is back, and here it is. No, it's not Rex Chapman. This is, which I have a swingman of. This is a swingman, Chris Paul, of course, Phoenix Suns, and of the ones available, I wanted the CP3, because I've always been a Chris Paul fan. I've always respected his game. And it's just super cool, you know, to have a fireball with him, of his jersey, I should say. The Nike logo, as you saw in the Steph Curry jersey for the Run TMC era that I got a bit back. Speaking of Steph, you know Adam's a fan. And there's the Nike stitched, single-stitched, right there on the front. Everything else is pressed onto the jersey. You have the Suns with the fireball, going up the 3 as well. They did not make these in authentic. I know it's such a shame. I know. This one in particular, everyone wants the authentic in. Ain't gonna happen because the NBA doesn't seem to make authentics in their classic line jerseys. I don't know why. I don't work for Nike. Don't hate on me. But it's a jersey I did want in the collection. There it is, size 56. Turn it around. You got the NBA logo, again, pressed on, not stitched on as it was last year with the diamond encrusted, 75th, Paul, 3, all pressed on. I know it would be better if it was double stitched and everything, the kiss cut and everything like that, but it is what it is. Sometimes you just got to take what you can, right? So we got the trim going around as well. Very, very nice. I know Mitchell & Ness just made a couple new Swingman purple Fireball jerseys as well. I know they made Tom Chambers, and they also made a Dan Marley. I don't know why they didn't make authentics in them just yet. Maybe they still will. The Fireball is such a, pardon the pun, hot jersey that everyone wants it. So I'm sure where there's money to be made, I'm sure at some point Mitchell & Ness will probably get around to the authentics in them too. But there is the Chris Paul, the CP3 Fireball in the collection. Very, very nice. I almost got the Mikal Bridges. In fact, the Mikal Bridges was the first one I had a shot at getting, and I didn't. Because at the time, I was going after Phillies World Series stuff, and it's like, had to kind of pick and choose your battles, right? But then I had a chance to get this. This came up, and I believe it's still available on Fanatics. I got this on Fanatics. I still believe it's on Fanatics available. So get it while they're hot. See what I did there, right? So I know there's Devin Booker. They made CP3, and they also made Mikal Bridges, who are more available, throughout, right? And I guess in the maybe more in the Phoenix area, maybe they have like Ayton jerseys and maybe some of the other players. But the one I wanted most, I was glad to get. The player I wanted it in most, I should say, I'm glad I was able to get in CP3. I love that purple. I mean, you just gotta love the purple. I have quite a few Fireballs in the collection. I have the white ones. I have the black ones. The purple ones I don't have too many of. And I'm trying to remember. I know I have a Rex Chapman Swingman. I believe it was Adidas. And now I have the CP3. There's another one in the works. Mac knows. There's another one in the works. Eventually. We'll just leave it at that. But anyhow, that is the latest and greatest for jersey. Oh, my goodness. Jerseys-wise, right? Always at the worst times, right? Every time I'm filming, right? So let me set the camera up here. I really need something better than this tripod. I think I need to invest in something else, right? Yeah. I mean, it's made it along with me for a while here, but I think it's time to... Okay, maybe after the jersey spending, I can get something else. I think I saw on Fanatics they had an Eagles thing that looked like you can put your phone up against. So I might have to invest in that. Although I can't put it up there. So I'm still going to have to use the tripod for like putting it up where I had it just now. Just this. I'm a professional. But anyhow, so we're going to move on, right? So those are the latest and greatest jerseys. I do have some others coming in the mail. In fact, I did pick up a couple today. One was off Fanatics, and the other was off a team's site. And they're both from a year ago. So, once I get them in the mail, and they're both Swingmans. I usually don't get authentics. Right now there really isn't a lot of authentics out there. So I got a Swingman. I'll say what they were. I got a Swingman, Kevin Durant from last season's City Edition Nets, which I really like. And Slim, you'll be happy to know it was a 3X. See? Slim. The story goes, so some months ago when Adam was visiting, Slim, I, and Adam were in Maryland. And I saw a Kevin Durant, Swingman, City Edition that was on sale at a Lid's locker room, and I wanted it. And Slim just kept going, oh, it's not, it doesn't fit you right. It doesn't fit you right. So I got cold feet. I said, all right. And I put it back, right? And it was the only one they had. But I kept, the damn thing just kept in my mind, right? And so we were here, and I probably already told this story. We were here, and we were at the Lids at the KOP Mall, and they had the perfect hat for it. And I just kept going. I'm like, I want that damn jersey. I want that damn jersey. So, of course, we ended up going back to Maryland again. And myself and Slim. And while I was there with, visiting again there, it was all during that super fun happy week. We went back to the Lids there, and the jersey was gone. And I didn't get the hat because I'm like, oh, if I don't get the jersey, I mean, I had this hat. It doesn't go with any Nets jersey I have. So I like the hat, but I need the jersey. And, of course, the jersey was gone. And it was like right after he like re-upped with the Nets or whatever it was. So I'm like, yeah. But here we are some months later, and I was able to find one on Fanatics, and it was on sale because they're running a sale right now. So I grabbed it. Didn't let that one go. But Slim will be happy because it was he thinks a 2X doesn't fit me right. I think they fit okay. But Slim, Slim knows. Slim. I trust his judgment. Okay, but so I did get the 3X this time. Not to say I won't get 2Xs. I think Chris Paul's a 2X. So there. Yeah. What do you think about them apples? I can hear Slim now. Yeah, you eat some more apples. We'll see. You're going to need 4Xs pretty soon. Off on a tangent as usual, right? So I did get that. And from the Mavericks shop, their official shop, I was able to get last year's, which was on sale, City Edition Luka Doncic, which I really like. And I know, shout out to Nostalgia Boy, he has the authentic in it. They don't have the authentic anymore. So I got the swingman of it, and I'm happy with it, and because it's coming from their pro shop, their own, shop, it has their, I guess, the Chime ad sponsor on there. So I'll get that in the mail probably within another week or so. And also the KD should be showing up within a week or two as well. So, those were the two pickups today. Last year's City Edition. I think it's kind of interesting timing because, and we'll get into it more after I show these hats, is that tomorrow the new crop, this year's crop of City Edition jerseys hit now. Or is everything going to be available authentic-wise? I don't know. And as we know from years past, it might just be one of those kind of drips and drabs type thing where some of them might be available than others. And, now for me, and I'll talk about this a little more as we get into it, but more than likely I'm just going to go after the swingman for the Sixers and the Warriors for Steph. But I kind of do one again. I don't have an authentic Luka in my collection. I have, now counting the one I just got today, will be two of them, two previous City Edition jerseys, and I really like what they're doing this year. I think that jersey pops, and because I don't have an authentic Luka, I might get that in authentic form. At least that's the plan, but who really knows? I mean, who really knows? And again, we're going to get into that a little more. Let me show these hats real quick. There's only two of them, so I'll get into it real quick. The first one was a Lids pickup. This is a set that they did recently, this collection, whatever they're calling it, but it's Colorado Rockies. And the reason I got this, and yes, it does not really go with the Colorado Rocky jerseys I have, but this goes with a Colorado Rockies jersey, the hockey team. The Colorado Rockies, when they were in Colorado, of course, then since they've become the Devils years ago, one of the banes of my hockey existence, the New Jersey Devils. But first they were the Kansas City Scouts, the Colorado Rockies. They kind of kept that colorway. And I have a Colorado Rockies hockey jersey, an old Ron Mitchell and Ness with my last name on the back. There was a player whose last name was Beck, and that's on the back of the jersey. I was able to get that super cheap many years ago at the Mitchell and Ness store. And this hat, same colorway, similar, if not exact the same, will go with that jersey, and it's a Colorado Rockies. Hockey jersey with a Colorado Rockies baseball hat, but the color scheme goes and it's the same name. So it works, buddy. It works. So there it is. Thought this was pretty cool. And I guess other people saw this too, because this hat was going pretty quick. And I wanted to make sure to get it so I can combo wombo it with my Colorado Rockies hockey, an old NHL jersey, right? So there's that. And then finally here for the hats, we got this year's, hat for the NBA. So it has like the city skyline. It does it for each team. And there's the Sixers, of course, coming off a win against those Phoenix Suns, right? So just your, stretch fit, 39-30 version of it, but there it is. And a little skyline of Philly kind of in the background there, almost like a heartbeat kind of look to it. I guess the City Pulse or whatever they're calling it this year. But all the hats are pretty much the same, with the distinct little skylines for each city or area that the team is residing in. And that's the Sixers. And then we got the Rockies over there in the Colorado Rockies NHL colorway. So, MightyFan notices these things. Yes, I do. Anyhow, let's get into the little discussion here, as I like to do, right? So, in the life, right? So, as I said before, this is a very difficult time of year for collecting because there's so much that becomes available. So much. And so we're going to get into the City Edition for the NBA. We still have some Statement Edition stuff that still has to come out, like the Warriors. They had the Fanatics branded ones available before Nike put out their versions, which is kind of strange. They still haven't made the Nike ones have still yet to come out, and I'm kind of waiting. I got the hat because combo, it has to happen. But the jersey, and I want the Nike version, even if it's Swingman form. I want the Nike version, so I'm still holding out on that one. Hopefully, that will become reality sometime soon. I am surprised that it has not hit yet. I don't know what they're waiting on. Maybe there's a production deal or whatnot. But Fanatics has them, the Fanatic branded versions of them for Steph and Clay, and I think Draymond and maybe Wiggins too. And we still don't have the Nike versions. Authentic or Swingman. It's like, well, they've only been wearing them for how long now? But it's always about production, and it is what it is. But thanks to Jersey Connect here on YouTube, shout out to Jersey Connect and his wonderful channel, always giving you news about jerseys and what's coming out and what to look for, right? Yesterday, he put out a video that the City Edition Nike jerseys. Now, again, we don't know exactly about Authentics, what's going to be available, what's not going to be available right away, what's going to drip and drab, as it's been in recent years. But the City Edition jerseys are going to become available tomorrow, which is Thursday, the 10th of November, and they will become available for sale. I would believe from your normal sources from NBA.com shop. I would imagine Fanatics as well. I don't know if they come on NBA shop first and then Fanatics. I think they did that last year, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to check NBA shop first. And I think it's 10 a.m. Eastern that these are going to become available. And again, we don't know if it's going to be everything, all Authentics, as well as the Swingman versions, just Swingman versions, maybe a few Authentics splattered in with the Swingman. We'll see. I don't know if Nike, if their site's going to get them right away. I know last year it was kind of, hit or miss. Some of them didn't have full run of sizes right away, and some didn't have all the Authentics right away. And then they kind of came along. It was almost like a surprise when they started. And I get it. Listen, for me, it's not as important as it is for other collectors who just want the Authentics in them. I mean, for me, like I said, I could take a Swingman and I'm okay with it. Most of what I get will be Swingman just because they're cheaper and I'm going after X amount of things. So, that saving money here and there kind of helps. Me be able to get multiple things, okay? But like I said, the Luka Mavericks City Edition this year, I would like to get an Authentic if I can. Where and when that's going to happen, I don't know. Is it going to happen tomorrow? I have no idea. I would imagine I'll get the Sixers and the Steph Curry. Probably Embiid, I would imagine, and Steph tomorrow in the swingman form. And then the Mavericks, it just depends. And as Jersey Connect said in his channel, it's very true. A lot of times the authentics sell out real quick. So you kind of have to be right on the ball. And if they don't hit right away with the other stuff and it's kind of a guessing game and you keep refreshing, I can understand where that could be a real problem. And when some of these sites like a Nike, like a Fanatics, NBA Shop, wherever these become available in authentic form, if they don't put them out all right together and they just kind of here and there, I can see where it would be very frustrating for people who want the authentics. And, it's not right for them to do it. I don't know why this is the case, if it's a production deal, if it's just Nike being a JO. I mean, I have no idea, but I can understand the frustration and the pain for those who want the authentics. Now, obviously, you can go to the team's shop and see if they have them there. In a lot of cases, they'll get the authentics in, and they'll have it with the ad sponsor as well for those who want that on there. Yeah, it's an extra on there. Okay, if it has the ad sponsor, wonderful, right? If not, I'm okay with that too. It doesn't have to have it. Yes, it's an extra. It's flair. It shows, yeah, it's an authentic, so it has that. And sometimes you can get that right from Fanatics. In fact, I remember when I got one of my very few authentic Nike jerseys, it was Steph. Surprise, surprise, right? The Oakland City edition from some years ago. And I got it from Fanatics, and it still came with the Rakuten on there, the ad sponsor. Whereas most of the time you can only get that if you get it from the Warrior shop or if you get it at the Chase Center or something like that. I got it on Fanatics. I had to. It was the only one that was still available in my size. The Swingman sold out that quick too. So I jumped on an authentic in my size, and it came in the mail, and it had the Rakuten on there, which I was pleasantly surprised to see. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. My game plan is I'm just going to jump on there at 10, and I'm going to see what's available. I know the three I want most of all, and that's Sixers, Warriors, Mavericks. More than likely Embiid, Steph, obviously, and Luka. And really, I mean, from what I've seen, the glimpses of the others, I'm not a huge there were ones from the last few years that I just really liked, and I didn't get every single one, but it was, I know every year it's going to be Sixers and Warriors. It's going to be for Steph. It's going to be Sixers and Steph every year, no matter what, right? But then some of the other ones, if they hit, yeah, I mean, I would like to get this one or that one, or maybe this player, maybe get a Giannis one year, maybe get a Luka, maybe get some of these other players or just a jersey I really like. I mean, I really like the Jazz from some years ago, and I think they wore it 2 years in a row with the, kind of almost had that old kind of Houston Astros Tequila Sunrise look to it, and I got a Donovan Mitchell from the Jazz shop, and it had the 5 for the fight patch on there. Now, obviously, he's a member of the Cavs now, and there are ones that I never did get that I feel kind of bad about, like last year's Cavs one, which was really cool. It had that old school, look that they had back in the 70s, and that logo really big and bold on there, and I just didn't move on one right away, and the Cavs became a hot team, right, with some players that everyone wanted their jerseys, so those jerseys sold out pretty quick. The Grizzlies, have had some over the past few years, with the tribal bands and everything that look pretty nice, but because John Morant's such a hot player, everyone wants his jersey right away. As soon as they hit, they're gone, and particularly the authentics. I mean, you have hardly any shot to get an authentic, right? Last year's Hornets jerseys were very nice with that old school Charlotte Hornets look to them, right? The old ones from the Grandmama and Alonzo Mourning and Muggsy Bogues days, right? Back in the 90s. That jersey was really nice, but it sold real quick because it was such a hot looking jersey, right? And people wanted that ball jersey, right? And then it became one of those that people would get from the Hornets team store in Charlotte and sell for a lot more than you probably could have gotten it right away. Now, they were the authentic versions, right? They weren't the swingmans, but still, it was I don't want it that much. Hey, shout out to those who got it, and I can understand why you paid the price because it wasn't available anywhere else, right? And look, it's a way to make some money for the people who were selling them, so it is what it is. I get the hustle. I get it, so But, it is one of those things where you do want to kind of jump on them because they're popular players and jerseys, but also you have the resellers, right? They want to get them all so they can sell them at a bigger profit. It is what it is, right? And more so with the Authentics than the Swingmans, although the Swingmans go pretty quick too. But yeah, I do hope, at least if anything, tomorrow to come away with the Sixers, the City of Brotherly Love jersey, the City Edition Joel Embiid, the Steph Curry with the lotus flower, whatever that is on there, and also the Luka, the Mavericks, and if I can get the Luka in authentic, I would be happy with that because that jersey, I just like the look of that jersey. It has a distinct font, the Dallas across the front. I like the colors. It's like the old school Mavericks colorway. I think it pops, and I do kind of wish I could have gotten last year's in authentic form. I saw it up and close while visiting Slim some time ago. Nostalgia Boy was there, and he brought that jersey, and it just like, ooh, boy, this really pops, but just didn't move on it quick enough. And that's one that was available for a bit. In fact, they got a restock on the Maverick shop, the team shop, and I just never moved on it. It's just one of those that there were just too many other things I was going after at eBay or wherever, and it just became one that I just couldn't grab right away when it was more available. And then obviously it sold out. And it is what it is, But I got the Swingman coming, and that's okay for right now. I just need to get the hat. That has to happen. And that's the other thing. For these jerseys, of course, I want to get the hat. So, the Sixers one, I'm guessing, is going to be available pretty much abundantly here at local lids. And since I get a little discount at lids because I'm a member, I'll probably try to get it there where I get a couple bucks off. Probably the Warriors one I'll just have to jump on when I see it. I don't know if it's going to be New Era. I know last year it was kind of tough because the hats, they weren't, I don't think they were available right away on Fanatics. In fact, if I remember correct, they had like the strap fit ones. Came out right away on Fanatics. And then the fitteds hit on New Era's website. And I didn't get the Warriors for whatever reason. I know I got the Wolves one on there, thinking I would get the Wolves jersey, and then that didn't happen. That's another one from last year I wish I got was the Wolves City edition, because that was really cool, that one. And I really wish I got the shorts for those. The shorts really popped on the Wolves City edition uniform last year, with the old Wolf logo on there, Wolves logo on one side, I believe. Really nice. But just waited too long. And those jerseys kind of hung around. I remember there was a Karl Anthony Towns on Dick's Sporting Goods' site, and it was there for a while, and I just let it sit. And it's gone. Live and learn. But yeah, that's my game plan for tomorrow. And then next Tuesday, I guess around the same time, 10 Eastern, you have the Reverse Retro drop for the NHL. And I think those are hitting on NHL Shop first. And then maybe they filter on Fanatics. And I think the plan for that is in-store will be towards next weekend. So you probably have a shot at getting some. Now, the Flyers one, I'll probably wait. I might wait on that till Black Friday. Maybe try to catch a deal at Dick's and Sporting Goods in store. Get it a little cheaper. We'll see if they have it and if they have a sale for it. Sometimes on Black Friday, I've noticed over the years that they'll do a deal. And I know I've gotten over the years some of the Sixer City editions on Black Friday, even Thanksgiving night one year, but I'm not going Thanksgiving night this year. I'm just going to get up early and go on Black Friday. But you can get them, at that time, and we'll see. I know some stores didn't have a lot of sales last year. It's really hit or miss, I've noticed in the past year. Some stores will do stuff, some stores won't. Black Friday has really become more of an online phenomena where you have because a lot of people don't go out. They kind of want to just do all their shopping online at home in the comfort of their own home. So some brick and mortar stores won't really do great sales. Some will. I know Mitchell Ness does a sale every year. I know Dick's does stuff. I know, you might have hit or miss things here in other stores or wherever, right? And again, I can't really speak of the electronic stuff because I'm not really going looking for that stuff. I'm going looking for jerseys and hats. So, for my type of shopping, I've kind of learned, okay, this is where I probably am going to have success, and in these stores I probably won't. And one of the places I was a little surprised with last year was Rally House. I thought for sure. I walked in there. I thought, okay, what's the deal in there? And the person said, oh no, we're not doing anything. And I said, okay, so you guys are a bunch of Scrooges, all right? And I just walked on the way. I said, well, that's why people were here this early in the morning, right? We don't want to pay retail. We got up early for sales. Come on, Rally House, get with the program. But anyhow, I would imagine you might see some places that didn't do deals last year. They might do this year because they got overstock. And places like have a lot of Phillies National League, champ stuff. They might start reducing that stuff. I can only imagine what the New Era Clubhouse store might be doing this year, at the ballpark. And I don't know if I'm going to go there or not. We'll see. That's kind of a game time decision for me because at that point I would have already been to the mall, go to Mitchell and Ness. Am I going to want to go, more at that point? I might just be, you know what? The feet are telling me no. But we'll see. I might make it over there. We'll see. That's a game time decision for that day. But they always have a decent deal. I know some years they've done 50%. I don't think they did 50% last year, and that may have been part of the reason why I don't think I went there last year. I was just kind of going other places. But we'll see. As far as what Mitchell and Ness is going to do, I don't know. I know they just did a Friends and Family online 30%. And if that's any indication, maybe it's 30% this year. I think last year it was 40%, so we'll see. We'll see what they're up to this year. But we'll see. Time will tell. But anyhow, back to the Reverse Retro. So the Reverse Retros hit next Tuesday. And I kind of have a game plan for that. Like I said, the Flyers, I'll probably just hold off and see if I can get it a little cheaper on Black Friday at, nearby. But there are others that I know I'm going to want to get. Now, whether they're the Adidas versions or the Fanatics versions, I don't know. The Adidas versions are more pricey. And by pricey, they're not like, they're not like MLB authentic prices. Near $400 for it. But so the Adidas Authentics, I think they run about $230 if I'm not mistaken, maybe $240 in that kind of range. So it's not terrible, and there is the paying for option, with any Fanatic umbrellaed, source. So NHL.com shop, you could do the paying for with PayPal, so that's the option. So my kind of plan of attack and game plan is I'm going to use one card for the NBA, and I'm going to use my other card for the NHL, because just split it up. I'll do the paying for everything. We're just going to try to prolong as long as I can to have to pay everything. So the NHL, yeah, there's ones I know right off the bat. As soon as I see them, it's going to happen. The OV Capitals, the Black Screaming Eagle jersey. I saw highlights of the game they were wearing the other night. Looks super nice, so that's definitely on the list. My goodness. The Ducks, because they're wearing the old logo, the crest, the Jason Duck. I have to get that for the collection, so that's going to happen. Oh, goodness. There's so many. Like I said, this year, it's tough. Because there's a lot of really good ones this year. I know the Lightning's doing the Storm. That might have to happen. I like the Canadiens doing the Expos hook. Yeah, that one might have to happen. But thinking of this is like, okay, I'm not going to go $230 for each jersey, even with the paying for. So some of them I'm probably going to have to do the Fanatic branded jersey. And I have the last Flyers one I got was it the OV Capitals was it, and they're not terrible. I know where people have a problem, but it's like, okay, well, if I'm going to get multiple of them, I'm probably not going to get all Adidas Authentics. So maybe one or two I'll get the authentic, and the rest I'll just do the Fanatic branded. And I'll be okay with that. At least I'll have the jersey, and at the end of the day, that size, I got the jersey, and that's. Some of them maybe I'll hold out for to try to get the authentic version. The thing is, I know the authentic Adidas ones go pretty quick. And I haven't delved into Cool Hockey with them. The last time they came around, I didn't know about Cool Hockey. So I didn't obviously buy any of those from Cool Hockey a couple years ago. This year I do know about Cool Hockey. But I've been a little disappointed with Cool Hockey of late. A lot of the jerseys that you think that they would have in stock, they don't have. And certain teams, they haven't seemed to replenish. So I don't know what's going on, if there's a product issue with them or what. It's just, it's like every time I go on the site and I look at what's new, there really isn't much new. And a lot of the teams that were out of stock, they're still out of stock. Like the Avalanche, I don't know. It's kind of weird, and that's why I'm a little like, yeah, all right, well, I kind of want to get them from Cool Hockey, but am I gonna have a shot? See, the other thing about Cool Hockey is I don't know if I can do the paying for with that, with PayPal. And like I said, it helps. I mean, yeah, you're still paying the price, but you're paying it over a couple months, which is, for me, using a credit card, that comes in handy. It comes in handy, particularly, I haven't done any holiday gift shopping yet. I'm going to have to get on that too. So, where you can prolong something, that's what you do, right? But also you want to, I can't pay top dollar for everything, so kind of pick your battles, right? So a couple of those jerseys probably will be authentic Adidas, and then others will just be the Fanatic Brands one, and that's just how it's going to have to be. There's so many that are on my kind of hit list. The Wild, in the old North Star colorway. I didn't get the first one from a few years ago, and I would like to get that this year, but we'll see. What I'm kind of hoping is some of those kind of hang for a bit, right? So what I can do is I can get some this particular cycle with the credit card. Then my next cycle starts for one of my cards the weekend of Thanksgiving, right? So the Black Friday and the Saturday it starts. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe some of these can hang around on some of these sites, and I can come back, for some of them that I didn't get the first time around, and kind of circle back to them, put them on my cart, and hope that they hang around for a week or two, and then I can get them at that time. But we'll see. Hey, it's taking a chance, it's taking a risk. But I mean, I know I have interest in too many of them. So to get them all at once, it's not going to happen. So I'm going to have to pick. I'm going to have to pick and choose the ones I want absolutely most. Move on those, and then maybe the second tier ones. I hate saying that because there's so many I love. But the second tier ones, I kind of put in the cart and say, all right, please hang here for a week or two until I can go after you. Then we'll make it happen. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe there's other sources. Maybe Cool Hockey. Maybe Dick's online. I know some of those jerseys hung a little bit on there last time around. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I look forward to it. It is tough. It is tough. Like I said, this is the toughest time of year to collect because there's so much out there. There's a lot out there, and they hit you over the head with them, right? The statements, the city editions, the reverse retros that come out, and that's just those things, right? And then you got Mitchell and Ness throwing stuff out there like, oh yeah, here's these authentics, yeah. Miami Heat Finals jerseys, here you go. As well as some others, they've been pumping out lately. That's been like, yeah, maybe that might have to happen at some point. Now, the good thing, at least with Mitchell and Ness, is they have a few sales that kind of come right away, right? Kind of back to back. So you have the Black Friday deal, whatever that's going to be, right? They just had a sale that ends tonight, 30% friends and family on their website, right? Then the Black Friday sale comes along, and then you're going to have holiday sales that come up, right? Then you're going to have the Super Bowl sale, the week of the Super Bowl at the flagship store. They're that sale that they do, right? So as far as their stuff's concerned, I'm not as worried because I know at least I'll have a few opportunities. Whatever I don't grab right away as far as whatever they're going to do for the Black Friday sale, all right, well, then they're going to do something maybe around Christmas time, and then we have the Super Bowl sale, which used to be the winter sale, which originally was the Super Bowl sale, which they named the Super Bowl sale again last year, the week of the Super Bowl at the flagship store. That's their sale, their big annual sale that they do in Philly. So there's I'll have a few chances at stuff, I would imagine, in store during sale season, I call it, right, from Black Friday to Super Bowl sale, as far as Mitchell & Ness's flagship is concerned. And sometimes online, too. I did not get anything from the Friends and Family sale. I thought about it. There's a couple things I would like to get. I would like to get the Nets shoot-around jacket from the tie-dye, years. That is, and the only place I can find it in my size is the site. So I might have to grab that during, online during Black Friday. With the fact that that true custom can't do the throwback Jason Williams Magic, the black with the pinstripes. He can't do because he can't do that. He can do the jersey, but won't have the right NBA logo on there. The Jerry West. So I'll probably just have to grab the Mitchell Ness version Swingman. They never made an authentic in it, and I don't know if they ever will. And I just want it, because I like Jay, white chocolate back in the day. I have quite a few of his Kings and Heat jerseys as it is, and Grizzlies. So that's one I would like to get. And if I can't get a custom of it, and I can't get an authentic of it, all right, we'll get the Swingman. It'll be part of the collection. So that's on the list too. There's other things. Like I said, they just put out those Fireball, purple jerseys. Yes, I can go the true custom route with those, and maybe I still will, but they're right there. They're available, So at some point that might happen. We'll see. There's authentics, though. The Heat, the finals jerseys they made. I don't know why they didn't make LeBron, which is kind of weird. They made D. Wade, Bosh, and Ray Allen. They didn't make LeBron. And they have his rights, so it's surprising. Maybe they'll just make it later. You know what it is. They'll just pump up a bunch of LeBron jerseys. Oh, here it is. But they made the finals jersey. I forget the year, but they had their 25th anniversary patch on, and they had the Larry O'Brien finals on the other. Yeah, I want D. Wade in that, so that's probably going to happen at some point between Black Friday and Super Bowl sale. That's probably going to happen. And I know they started making the Swingmans of the White Heat throwback jerseys from back in the day. They made Tim Hardaway. They made Alonzo, which I have the authentic of that they made many years ago. And they made Ronnie Cycli, Syracuse's own. Mac, there you go. Right? And I know they have on the books to do the Heat when they wore those jerseys as a throwback jersey years ago. So Shaq, White Chocolate, and D. Wade, and all three are on my hit list whenever I can get those three. Probably over time, but I want all three because I like that jersey a lot, and I like those players, so why not, right? And there's others. Obviously, there's always others. It never stops. So the Shaq finals, I want to get the year right. The 02, I believe, the purple. So it had the 9/11 ribbon with the finals logo on one side. Really looks nice on there. So I definitely want that at some point. And I have his gold 2000 finals jersey. So yeah, the 02 I want the purple of just because that ribbon logo pops even more on the purple and the road purple than even on the gold. So that one I want to get at some point. That might be a Black Friday pickup just because I've had interest in that for a while and I don't want it to sell out and not get it. We'll see. It's always the decision making, and I'm saying this to you because this is kind of what goes in the thought process, right? All right, these are things I know I want to get. I can't get them all at once. That's just impossible. But I know there's going to be a few sales that maybe I can get one here, one there. If I have to wait till the Super Bowl deal in February of next year, that's what I'll do, and you kind of just plan. It's good to have a plan of attack. Does it mean that everything always works out? No. Does it mean that I stick to that plan? No. But as Hannibal used to say in the A-Team, I love it when a plan comes together. That was one of my shows growing up. So I do love it when a plan comes together, and I try to keep to the plan. And you got to have one, particularly this time of year. There is so much. There's too much. They oversaturate you with stuff. Too much. And we know I want to get the hat. Once you have the jersey, you have the hat. It's important. We know. So getting the hats is another thing. So, okay, I got the jersey. Oh, I got to get the hats, right? So it's a lot. It's a lot to look at. It's a lot to try to figure, okay, what do I do? Would I hold off for now? If I hold off for now, will it still be there in a couple of weeks? We'll have to see. That's the decision I'm going to have to make, when it comes to those Reverse Retro 2.0s. And there might be stuff I just miss on, and, it might have to happen because there's just too many that I have interest in. I mean, of that whole set, dear God, there's at least 8 or 9 that I like. This jersey I would love to get. Can I get all of them? No, probably not. And some of them I may have to wait, and if I miss it, I miss it. Maybe I get it down the road on eBay or a secondary market. It happens. That's what happened before. I was able to get a few, later down the road, off of eBay, because I couldn't jump on it right then and there. But I was able to get a decent deal. I know for sure the Bennington Blues jersey was one of them. I was able to get a real good deal on that way after they had already were available. So, we'll see. It's exciting, this time of year when you have all this stuff popping up, but it's nerve wracking at the same time. And it's like, yeah, you have a countdown. You know that these things are coming. The city editions tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. But are all of them going to hit? Is it going to be drip and drab? Is it going to be, okay, all of them in Swingman and a few in the Authentics the way it was a year ago? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Like I said, of the Authentics, the one I kind of want the most is the Luka Mavericks. And we'll see if it happens. I'll keep an eye out. I know that's one I may have to move on pretty quick because he's a popular player, and that design I think is going to be a popular design. I just want to get one. At the end of the day, whether it's the Authentic or if I have to just get the Swingman, I just want to get it, add it to the collection, and, we'll see what happens. So that's my hope for tomorrow. What do you guys, let me know in the comments the jerseys that you have it most interested in getting from the City Edition, if at all. And the Reverse Retro's coming out next week. And like I said, I'll take you all along for the ride. Will I film as I'm getting them? Probably not. Yeah. But unless it's something in store. But I will certainly give you an update maybe by, the end of the week or weekend as to how things went with the City Editions. And then after things kind of go, with the Reverse Retros, how those went, next week, next Tuesday. And right away, Thursday to Tuesday, boom, boom. It's almost right there with each other. Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting less than a week, going after these things. And then, of course, then you're right on the heels of Thanksgiving and Black Friday and all that craziness. It's an interesting time of year. It really is. Collecting wise, this is, like I said, this is the gauntlet. This is the gauntlet. You have the current stuff, you have some throwback stuff. It's all right there, and it just, man. But I love it. I love collecting, and this is part of the game. This is how I look at it. It's part of the game, and I wish you all luck. I really do. If you're just looking for Authentics, I hope you're able to get what you want. I hope it's not as, crazy as it's been in recent years, or hard, or drip and drab as it's been in recent years. I hope they put them all out together. I do. I hope it's easier for people to get them this time around. But it's Nike, it's Fanatics, the umbrella of Fanatics, so you never know. It's not always done to perfection the way we would all hope. But I wish you all luck, and happy hunting out there for the 2022-23 City Edition jerseys for the NBA coming out tomorrow. Look forward to it. That's gonna do it for me. I do have one more thing I did forget, and I'm glad one of my viewers brought it up. One of my collecting goals within the collection, obviously, right, is to get the team who wins the World Series, their jersey with the champs patch and the gold trim hat. And since the Astros are our most recent champion and they beat my Phillies to do so, am I going to get the jersey and hat? And I didn't think that this would be a thing. At least right away. I mean, I'm only a few years into doing it, right? So I got the Dodgers and I got the Braves. Now, those teams didn't beat the Phillies in the World Series, right? Now, they couldn't have because they're National League teams. So this year we had an American League team win, and they beat my beloved Phillies. So am I going to get a 2022 Houston Astros jersey with the champ patch on there and the gold trim hat next season when they unveil that? And my answer is no. I can't. Listen, I know I've said many a time that I do the split personality thing. There's the collector in me, and there's the fan in me. Now, the fan in me is all about Philly. It's got to be Philly. I'm a 5-for-5 guy, counting the Union, even though I was upset with the rules of that game. But anyhow, I'm a 5-for-5. I love my teams, and I believe me, I go. Hey, we all know, right? I love my teams, my Philly teams. I'm proud of being a Philadelphia sports fan, as tough as it can be at times. Uh, I wear my emotions on my sleeve, um, and I know I have many a jersey in the collection of rival teams, and even some jerseys of not so great moments around here. The Joe Carter jersey, after I forgave Joe Carter in 2007, then the Phillies started winning again. You noticed this, right? I can't. I know I have a Kobe 2001 Finals jersey as part of the Kobe collection. I have, like I said, I mentioned Joe Carter. Uh, but there's others that I don't have. I don't have 97 Cup Final Red Wings jerseys, right? I don't have 2010 Cup Final Blackhawk jerseys, right? I don't have uh, 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 2009, Yankee World Series jerseys, right? I don't have Super Bowl 39 Patriot jerseys, okay? There's teams that have beaten the Philly teams that I don't have their jerseys of, and I'm not really looking for them. It's not really something, I'm going out of my way to try to find and add to the collection. Will they ever hit the collection? I don't know. Probably not, but never say never. And I'll say that about the Astros too. It's just, it's right in the moment. We're talking, this happened on Saturday, and I'm making this video on Wednesday. But I'm pretty confident, even if it's a great deal for one, I don't think I'm going to be getting any 2022 World Series champ patch Astro jerseys or the gold trim hat. And again, I know it's like, well, you do one thing and then but I think I'll make the exception that if the World Series championship comes at the expense of my beloved Phillies, I don't think I'll add those jerseys to the collections. It just would be too, I don't know. And look, most of the time, are people going to see them? I mean, they're all part of a collect. No, probably not. But I'll know. I'll know. And I'll say this. I saw them on Fanatics. They look nice. The white jersey with the patch. It does. It looked nice. The hat, I'm sure, will look nice next year with the gold trim and the champ. But it's just, it's yeah, and I give a lot of respect for that team. And like I said before, look, they're a great team. They're ran great. I know Dusty's coming back this for another year. I would have retired if I was him. I mean, go out on top, right? But I have a lot of respect. I know that sometimes the better team's just going to win, and it sucks that it was against my team. But at the same time, I don't think I could do it. It's just, there's just too many other things coming out. If I get the jersey, I'd want to get the authentic. And, the Nike prices are ridiculous. The authentic is close to, over $350. I want to put that money towards City Edition and Reverse Retro jerseys because that's what's coming out right now. And it's just tough. I don't know. It just, and I know I've said before, in collecting, I separate it from fandom. And I do. I have Mets jerseys. I have Cowboy jerseys in the collection. For Ron. I have them, but they're old school. They're some of the great players. So, I don't have any Zeke jerseys, okay, or Dak jerseys, all right. But we got Emmett, we got Dion, we got Staubach and Dorsett. There's a few, but I don't wear them. Certainly during football season, they're tucked away. They're part of the collection. I don't, overly go crazy about them, but they're there. But when it comes to, this collection and the collection as far as World Series champions, and I know it's tough to leave them out, it is, but I just don't think, I don't think I want to do it. I don't want to, invest that and put that money on them and have a World Series champion that beat my beloved Phillies and as part of it. At the end of the day, like years from now, would it be like, it's just part of the collection? But I just don't think, I don't think it's good form for me to do it. I just don't. I'm a partial season ticket holder to the Phillies. I go to 17 games a year, probably more than that. with other games if it's not on my package of games. I've emotionally and financially invested in that team. I just don't think it would be good form, for me to get a 2022 World Champion Edition Astros jersey and the gold trim hat. And so I think I'm just going to leave that spot empty. And I hope Astro fans understand and other teams down the road. I mean, it's just that part of me, I got too much Philly in me for that. It's just, I can't do it. It wouldn't be right for me, to do that. And as much respect as I have, and they're awesome looking stuff, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can have that as part of that particular collection. So those years will probably be blank. It would almost be like the strike year, right? In '94 when there was no World Series champion, right? It is what it is, but I did want to address that. I forgot to put that as a caveat in my last video, and I wanted to address that here. It was asked of me, and I thought I would, go into that in this video as well. So yeah, that 2022 is going to be blank for World Series champion merch for MightyFan, so it is what it is. But I have the 2022 Phillies World Series jersey and hat. It's just not a championship jersey and hat. It was 2 wins away from being. Next season. All right, everyone. So what do you always got to do, right? You got to leave those likes. Like. You got to also make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Make sure you hit me up on Instagram as well. Subscribe to me on there, too. Kamawama Wednesdays, every Wednesday just about, unless we have a playoff run going. Or something else happens, right? So follow me on there at MightyFan. And make sure to hit the bell icon here so you always get notified to future content from yours truly, whatever that content might be. It's going to be a busy next few weeks here with jerseys, with hats. It is City Connect, or City Edition rather. We have Reverse Retro. We have Black Friday. What's Mitchell and Ness going to do? Who knows? But you're going to come along with me for the ride as In the Life continues as we get into sale season 2022-2023. Oh boy. Here we go. I will see you on the next one. Take care.